to the governor's news conference. Let's listen in.
Of ERCOT, Brad Jones.
Thank you, Governor. Overnight, as you know, we hit our highest load of this winter event. In fact, it came early this morning. During that time, our generation and transmission partners in the grid have operated admirably. We have no confirmed outages of any equipment related to weather. So we believe that the weatherization event and our preparations have been extraordinary and been very successful to date. We continue to see high loads coming this evening and tomorrow morning. So we will remain at our highest level of alert to our system called a watch. That watch has been in effect since Wednesday. We will continue that throughout several more days. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next is Commissioner Craddock with the Texas Railroad Commission.
Thank you, Governor. Good morning. The residential distribution companies and gas utilities still do not have any significant service interruptions to the residential customers and have additional support crews available. So your heat should be on, your gas should be on into your home. If you have an outage, though, contact your local supplier. In this morning's operator briefing, approximately 110 operations are continuing in the oil and gas world as usual, and they are responding to the current weather conditions and demands. The takeaway from our operator meeting this morning was that we are operating as expected with natural gas coming into the system. Fluctuations in production have been brief and expected. Operators recovered during the day yesterday and continue to work to resolve any issues through the night and going forward. Pipelines report that line pack of natural gas remains stable. As planned, underground storage draw continues to offset any production variances and increase demand. The system is working as it should. I want to thank the energy workers across the state who are working around the clock in freezing temperatures and below to keep the gas flowing in Texas. And thank you to our Railroad Commission team and the inspectors who are out on the ground as well. But gas is still flowing and the system is working.
Thank you. And next we have the Executive Director for TCEQ, Toby Baker.
Thank you, Governor. I'm happy to report that the impact on water systems across the state has been minimal. And but because of that, I do want to repeat what I said yesterday. We're going to have ongoing cold weather. So I expect that we will have more frozen pipes and you could be impacted. So please follow your local utility. If you see a line break in the street, please report it. Make sure you note the location of that so your utility can get out and fix that. If you have a break in your wall or in your yard, please turn the water off at the street. And if you don't know how to do that, go to our website, www.tceq.texas.gov, and we have a video that will show you how to do that. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you very much. Next we have the Executive Director for the Texas Department of Transportation, Mark Williams.
Thank you, Governor. Roads throughout the state continue to be icy, and we're working to fully address problem spots. We're continuing to deal with, in particular, some heavy areas of icing and really stubborn ice that is due to low temperatures and the ice accumulation that we have had over the past 24 to 48 hours. Our TxDOT crews have been working shifts continuously and assisted, as was noted, by our partner agencies around the state. We greatly do appreciate the assistance that we receive from our other team members. We've had of our own personnel, about 4,000 TxDOT personnel engaged in about 3,500 pieces of equipment that have been utilized through the course of this event. As I mentioned, icy conditions are still prevalent. Some of the areas that are particular of note are bridges and elevated sections, as well as areas where you may have some steeper grades and there may be some challenges holding traction in those locations. One particular area of note has been I-10 over in Kirk County, where last night we had in the westbound direction a couple of trucks that got engaged into a crash. One of them jackknifed. It took some time to get the equipment out there to clear that crash location. As is typically, unfortunate the case with these types of incidences, some additional crashes appear to have occurred in locations, and we've been working throughout the night to not only address moving those vehicles and trucks out of the way, but to also get the trucks that had backed up after those incidents to clear and to move out of the roadway. We've made some great progress. We've got a report this morning that at least one lane is open. We've got multiple crews on site being supported by our other agencies, and we expect to, in the coming hour or two, to have 2 lanes of traffic flowing again. But I want to continue to caution that we are not out of the woods. We are still dealing with dangerous roadway conditions. We expect to see problem areas and trouble spots reoccur as we go into freezing conditions. We're continuing to work to remind motorists to expect driving to be hazardous, really, for the next couple of days in locations. Avoid travel wherever possible. Give our personnel room to operate. We've had a number of pieces of equipment that were struck by third-party vehicles, and having to take those out of service, and directing personnel and agencies and citizens to the website drivetexas.org, where we work to keep the most up-to-date information available. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is the Director of the Texas Department of Public Safety, Steve McCraw.
Yeah, thank you, Governor. The Texas State Troopers responded to over 416 crashes since this incident began, resulting in 49 serious injuries and 3 deaths, unfortunately. We continue to encourage, if you don't have to drive, stay home. Stay off the roadways. If you must drive, please slow down. And if you approach a stranded motorist or a TxDOT vehicle on the side of the road, or a first responder, whether it's a DPS trooper or a local law enforcement official or first EMT operator, please slow down and move over. So slow even further down you normally would and move over. We would request that. I know we've had a number of TxDOT trucks. We haven't ended up working investigations based upon someone running into a TxDOT truck. It's not like you can miss one. Yet people are going too fast for the conditions and run into them and go slide sideways. So that's a concern. We've got one trooper hit as well. I know there's some other first responders around the state have been hit during this, from the rear end during this event. So please slow down, move over, and if you don't need to drive, please don't. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you. And next is Chief Nim Kidd with the Texas Division of Emergency Management.
Thank you, Governor. The Division of Emergency Management continues to host statewide daily weather and coordination calls with local governments. This morning, over 800 participants on that call. We continue to make sure that we have supplies for our warming centers established. And right now, over 142 warming centers still open across the state, with 62 still on standby. We've talked a little bit about I-10 in Kerrville, and I talked to the Kerrville County Judge, or the Kerr County Judge, Rob Kelly, and he's moving people off of the roads into the VFW halls and the warming centers there, Governor, so they're taking great care of those folks at the local level until the road gets open. Our winter weather resources can still be found at www.tdem.texas.gov. In addition to our webpage, we've aggregated all of the other agency web pages on our front page. And more for key messaging. While the precipitation has largely left the state, it's still going to be brutally cold out there. And so we really need to continue to focus on the 4 Ps, the people, pets, pipes, and plants. We cannot turn our backs on those that are in need right now. And our goal from here on out is to preventable
You have been
injuries.
listening in to Governor Greg Abbott, and state officials give you an update on this winter weather storm, really from all aspects. You can continue to watch on WFAA.com. Meantime, we've got to take a break. We'll be right back with more Midday after this.